A pleasant good night to all our viewers tonight. I am your host, Camicia Lincoln, and tonight with me I have a lovely gentleman. Should be well known in Tobago. He wears many hats. I know him as a physical education teacher. He's also a referee. He was actually the 2019 Referee of the Year. And he's also a track and field sprint and throwing coach, right? So next to me, I have Mr. Kernthorm. Good night to you, sir.
Good night. Thanks for having me tonight. It's a pleasure. And I look forward to the show.
All right. So tonight, guys, we have a nice lineup for you. Last week, we were supposed to have Jarek Titans on, and due to circumstances beyond their control, they could not be here. So they are here tonight to let you know what their experience was like during the Mariah League. Following that, we have a few track and field athletes that are said to come on, and of course my co-host here is going to be handling those interviews. So guys, as we always say, that we are open to those who think that they can come on, and if you want to co-host, commentate, we are all about that experience, right? Giving you that experience. So definitely, we offer a good night. We'll be right back. After this break, we'll have Jarek Titans. Do you need a comfortable shopping experience outside the hustle and bustle of Scarborough? Well, look no further. Double B Supermarket, located at Government House Road, is the place for all your food supplies, fresh produce, personal and household items, with convenient parking, affordable prices, and a friendly staff at your service. Double B Supermarket, where Jesus Christ makes the difference. Do you need a And we are back, and with me I have Mr. Leston Trim. He's on the extreme right. Leston Winchester, my apologies. I'm so sorry, Mr. Winchester. Say good night, Mr. Winchester. My apologies.
Special good night to everyone.
All right, and right next to me we have Daniel Richards, better known as Bread. And now I know these nicknames. I am so accustomed to these nicknames. So saying their government names according to us here in Tobago is so difficult to me at times. So these are the guys who would have taken the Mariah League, right? Taking it by storm, I would say, because they are young guys, and we would not have expected them to get to the finals and to win, all right? But they did, and under the coaching experience of Mr. Winchester, right? So, Mr. Winchester, tell me, how long have you been coaching?
Well, approximately 8 years.
Approximately 8 years. So how long have you been with the guys?
Well, the guys, about 6 months.
About 6 months? Yeah. Nice. So you're fairly new to working with them.
Yeah.
And how has the experience been so far, this far?
Well, it was good. It was good. There's a little challenges as we go along, you know, training-wise and that kind of thing.
Yes, because I know working with young people is not easy. I work with them, and trust me, believe me, I know it's not easy, especially young men. Okay. So, is this would have been your first league with them?
Yes, my first league.
Your first league with them. And what were your feelings like going into this league? Do you think you were ready? Do you think that you needed more time? What were your feelings like going into the league?
Our aim wasn't really to go and play Mariah League, and our aim was to go in the USA Cup this year, but due to the COVID, everything cancelled, so
you just fall into the Mariah League. And what were your feelings like? You was excited?
Well, guys say we're going to win it out, so went and win it out.
It went up with it out.
Yeah.
All right, good. So the COVID fell smack middle in the tournament, within the league. Sorry, what was it like? You had to stop. What was it like? What was it like for you?
Well, while we stopped, I tried to get the guys to do individual training at home and that kind of thing. And it was like, guys, are they doing anything? And it's like, yeah, coach, man. We're doing some skipping, we're doing some push-ups, sit-ups, something. And we had the toilet paper skill.
Toilet paper challenge, yes.
Where everybody was doing that thing. And, you know, we had Mr. Brown also taking part in it. So
right.
it was rather good.
All right, nice. And what was it like to get the boys back out to training? Because I mean, after the COVID, they would not have been in that rigorous training that you would have had prior to the COVID. What was it like to get them back out, to get them ready for the second half of the tournament?
Well, they could not wait at all. Them was like every day, coach, man, when we started to train, I said, guys, we're waiting on the health to tell you to go ahead.
To go ahead. Okay. So, Coach, I'm coming back to you. I head into Mr. Richards now. Mr. Richards, so tell me, what is your post on the team?
I'm the captain of the team.
You're the captain of the team. And what is it like being the captain of the team?
Well, it's a great experience for me. It's not the first time I was the captain of a team.
Okay.
But a captain of this team with this much talent this was the first time for me, and it was an excellent experience. Nice.
Well, you heard it yourself. This is the first time he has captained a team with this much talent. I love the fact that he just said that. That's big enough team there. But nice. And I mean, you said that you captained other teams before, so you brought into experiences. So what was it like communicating with the guys? What did stuff that you would have done to encourage them and that kind of thing?
Well, it kind of easy for me because I just talk plenty. So, and guys just listen to me. So that just part of my game is talking and encouraging players. Like, I don't bring down nobody. I just encourage everybody to try and play better.
Okay, if I remember correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, you play for Scarborough Sec?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I remember. And I noticed, because one of my hats, I'm a referee, and I would have referee games that you would have been in. And I do notice that you usually take control. I hear you shouting at the guys on the field, right? And that's one thing I like, right?
Yeah.
So that's maybe why you're captain, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, what was your feelings like going into the tournament with your boys?
Well, we was really preparing for the USA Cup, as coach said.
As coach said, right?
But it was preparation, so we had to go into it serious, and our goal wasn't really to win, but we know we had the talent to win it. Because as a young team, we just full of confidence and a lot of potential, and we know we could have win it, but that wasn't really our goal. But from when after COVID, we had no choice but to win it, so that's all we did.
All right, nice. And your team captured some individual awards. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we had most goals and best keeper award. Most goals was by Jariel Atta, and the best keeper of the tournament was Karimona.
How many goals Atta scored?
Jariel Atta scored 7 goals in the tournament.
Okay, nice. So guys, we have a young team coming up. Mariah League has been around for a couple of years, and we have a young team. This is your first time in the in the league, right?
Yeah.
The first time, and they won. So let me first say to you all publicly, congratulations to you and your team.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
All
very
right.
much.
So give back coach. I head into coach. Back to coach now. So coach, now that you have won the Mariah League, what is your next step?
Well, right now we register for the Color League, but we still on a hold because of the
situation. All right.
So I remember Mr. Brown on a spot here. We want to enter in the TFA League, but we have to get consent from Mr. Brown first before we can actually.
Definitely.
So I think the executive will meet so fast they could get us registered in TFA to take part in the TFA League. soon as possible.
All right. Well, you have a young, spriting team that according to the captain here, full of confidence. And you know these young boys, they go out there and give it their all. They don't care if they win, they lose. But so far, it's been doing them good, right? So again, I want to say congratulations to you guys and thank you. Anything else you want to say to the viewing public before we go?
Well, I want to thank Sports Live.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Sports Live, we would not be winning all these games because I'll be watching over all the games and
Yes.
seeing how the teams play to take care of them. And we did a very good job thanks to Sports Live. And
All right.
as Titans will be saying, excellence on every level. Right?
Nice. Thank you so much. All right, so guys, that's it from Jarek Titans, the guys who won the Mariah League. Congratulations to them once again. So right after this, we'll have my co-host back and we're going to discuss a little bit. So we'll be right back after this break.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sports Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where hosts Cami and interview persons in the sporting arena right here in Tobago, bringing live updates to you on sporting events on the island and interacting with the public. Remember, this and every Friday, live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sport Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where your host Kame interview the persons in the sporting arena, bring live updates to you of sport events on the island, and interact with the public. Remember this and every Friday live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
And we are back after that break. So before we get into our little discussion, our little banter, we had a question that we want to throw out to our viewing public. We want to be more interactive. So we had a question for Ayodele from Ayodele Kajo. And the question says, do you think sports could change the lives of prisoners and juvenile delinquents? So you can send in your comments and let us know what are your thoughts, and we'll discuss it at the end of the show. Right, Kern,
was
Mr. Kern Thumb.
a short but really nice interview.
Yes.
I love some of the stuff I heard from the coach, especially the fact about his involvement in terms of looking over the matches. So Tobago Sports Live, that is very critical in having, for the first time in Tobago, a lot of games being televised, and coaches now have access to looking at games. I don't know how many coaches do
Use
what
it.
the Jarek Titan coach does,
Yeah.
but you know, I love to hear that in terms of looking over the clips.
All right, and I am so proud as a young team. I am so proud to see, because at first when I saw them going in the team, I thought they was just coming for a sweat, because I mean, we look at them as young boys and think that these more experienced guys, because they have guys like Mumra was playing on this team, and Golden Lane was known to be such a high standard team. So to see that these guys actually came out and beat them 4-0, they couldn't even put one on the board.
Well, Comes, I knew it would have been a good match.
Definitely.
I could certainly say I didn't expect a 4-0 result, but they have a lot of good young players on the team, technically gifted. They play together, they share the ball a lot, and their movement is excellent. So do you remember the Scarborough Secondary School team of 2000?
No, I don't. I would have been,
No.
anyway, I won't tell my age, but I would have been
Right.
very young.
So maybe some of them might be watching. So you had guys like Bok,
Yeah.
Michael Carrington. Sad to say, but he just passed away.
The coach,
Roderick
right,
Anthony.
Roderick, right.
He was their captain. You had other guys who had national selections on that team. So this Jarek Titans team reminds me of that era of players who would have made the 2001 under 17 team.
All right. And there was a lot of skill coming out from them. Our player of the week last week was Jaim Harry, I think the name
Yes,
is. Capping
yes.
the man twice and then passing the ball in for Arthur to finish.
That clip is gonna be around for quite some time.
Good, definitely, definitely, because that was fantastic stuff. Okay, so we are moving quite along. We'll have two athletes. I am not sure what club they are from, but my very capable co-host is going to be taking those
They are
two.
from the Kaizen Panthers club, but we will talk a little bit more about.
See what I'm talking about? Very capable.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be right back, guys, after this break.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sports Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where hosts Cami and interview persons in the sporting arena right here in Tobago, bringing live updates to you on sporting events on the island and interacting with the public. Remember, this and every Friday, live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sport Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where your host Kame interview the persons in the sporting arena, bring live updates to your sport events on the island, and interact with the public. Remember this and every Friday live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Welcome back. Tonight we have with us two track and field athletes, Miss Anya Akili and Akani Hislop. Welcome. Anya Akili is with the Tennessee Tech University. She is a multi-athlete doing the heptathlon and also a number of events. I know this year she would have done the 200 meter and 400 meter as well as the 400 meter relay indoors. Did you had any chance to partake in the outdoor season?
No, it ended because of the COVID.
Right,
before
so
it began.
there was no outdoor season this year, so you know, sad to say all the preparation would have gone to, we don't want to say to waste, but he wasn't able to fulfill that preparation. Anya has been on the national team for the Carifta team 4 years. In 2016 and 2017, she won bronze medal for our country, and she would have also participated in the Pan Am combined events and won a gold medal for our national country in 2017. Akani, one of the upcoming sprint stars in our country. Akani is with LSU, Louisiana State University. I know he does the 100 and 200 meter outdoor as well as 4x1 and 60 meter indoor. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I can't
do a little 4x4 now.
a little 4x4 when the coach sticks him in there.
When he made me.
In terms of Carifta selection, Akani has been to 3 Carifta games, winning 2 gold medal and a silver medal for our country and a bronze medal in the 4x1 relay team. He also, in 2019, participated in his first senior team selection at the Pan Am Senior Championships in Peru. Right? He ran the 4x1 relay team, 4x1 relay, and you all placed second overall. So that's just an introduction to the athletes, the quality that we have on set tonight. So we're gonna get right into the interview. First of all, I would like to ask, any one of you could answer the question. When did you first recognize that a scholarship was possible for yourself?
For me, it would be in 2016. That was like my second Carifta Games in St. Kitts. Just finished running the 100 meter and I had to prepare for the 200 meter. I placed second in that 100 meter final. And some coaches from some schools in America was swarming around other athletes in the warm-up area. And then one of them came to me and was like, they was interested in, if I was interested in progressing further in track life. I was like, yes, of course. And then it was like they would talk to my coaches, and then everyone asked about school and what I want to do up with school and everything. And then I was like, if it was possible then.
So there's a reason why I chose to ask that question as my first question, because there are a lot of athletes in Tobago, maybe just running for fun, and they don't really see where track and field could take them. Even some of the parents, they don't know how far it could take them. So, you know, you were already on the national team, and only when those coaches would inquire about you, then you would have started take it a little bit more serious and recognize, well, hey, this could be something for me, right? Anya, what are 3 key factors that you think contributed to the award of your scholarship?
Well, I think first of all was my determination. Because
Determination.
At Carifta, I did not. I was when I okay. So I was actually in 5th place when the coach that wanted to recruit me came forward. So I was nowhere near looking to be a medal. But because he saw how much determination and effort I put into the competition, he decided that despite what I placed, he still wanted me.
Yeah.
Determination, I would think my academic abilities as well.
Academics?
Because I'm kind of a nerd. And so along as well my athletic abilities and academics, it made me a lot better person to recruit. And then I would think I guess my athletic abilities as well.
Okay.
So those 3 I would say.
All right, nice. I'm interested in hearing this comment from Akani. Can you describe for me a typical training week or a typical week in university as a young man?
My week would start with, say, on a Monday I have tutoring at like 8:30, so I'm always up early. And then from tutoring I'll go straight to class till at least, I'll have like 4 classes in a day. But class will always finish before practice, which starts at 2:30. So I have like time between either 12 or 1:30. So I'll go training room, get my legs worked on, shake out everything, and then practice will start at 2:30. Practice will be different on days because days we go sprinting, days we do like long runs like grass runs or like stadium runs. You see them big stadiums that they play the American football in. We have to run up those stuff. That was never like a fun thing to do, but we had to do it. It used to always help us. It was beneficial to us because look where I'm at now. As in, from when I first started, I was way I was small. And then going up there, I just get bigger and bigger, and I'm more powerful.
Right.
And then like the end of the week, I practice like 6 days a week. I just don't practice on Sunday. Sunday will be like a rest day where you're just going to like the training room and just either go in your hot tub, cold tub, or you just relax.
Recovery.
Yeah, just recovery days.
Okay, that's excellent. Because a lot of persons, they don't know how hard it is as a track and field athlete. Is constant work. You can't say take a month off because it's detrimental to your athletics. Next question would be, how difficult was it to transition from being in Tobago and then transitioning to a new country, university life, and that schedule that you just list out there?
It was quite difficult because I entered school in January, so I missed the whole fall season, which would be September to December. So I think I was injured all that year also. So they just basically threw me in the water. I had indoor season, which we never did in the Caribbean. We had no use for indoor because it's always sunny here or it's raining. So
we had no indoor facility to actually run in.
Yeah, that too. And then so my first race would have been a 60 meter, and that was so hard because if you don't have a good start,
that's it.
You'd have no chance of catching up.
And the last time you probably ran a 60 meter was at the age of 11.
Yeah, for like grass sports or something. And just that whole first indoor season was just terrible. I think like in my last race, that was the first time I ever get to go enter SEC championships. My coach saw a glimmer of hope in me and he was like, okay, I would take you on the chance.
Okay.
I'll give you a chance to show me what you got.
So back to Anya. How has the COVID-19 pandemic hampered some of your goals for the 2020 season?
Well, it definitely completely ended everything, I would say. Because I had previously been injured, this was my first year where I was officially competing in about 2.5 years. And so for indoor season, it was more of a just trying to get to see if my knee could handle competition, getting back fit. and just seeing how well I could compete under pressure. And then for outdoors, it would have been where I would get serious, try to make some personal best, and try to see what I could do. But then COVID happened, and all of that just ended immediately.
Okay. Well, sometimes you have to look at the positive, so maybe COVID-19 probably give you a little bit more time to strengthen up and get better.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. How do you stay in shape currently?
Well, so I do a few like mile runs every 2 to 3 days. I do a lot of body workouts at home. I learned to, over quarantine when gyms were closed, I learned to do what I have. So I would use gallon water bottles. I had some makeshift weights at home and stuff like that. And then now, because stuff are kind of opening back up, I did a lot more. I go to shop park, do
Back
some
outside.
runs and stuff like that.
Okay. That's important for our young athletes to hear. A lot of them, if the coach is not around, you know, they think that they can't do anything on their own. So that's good that you have that kind of dedication.
I won't lie though, when I first got back, I did lose some of my motivation and I kind of fell into a slump. But over time, I kind of had to realize if I really wanted to go back to school and get serious, I needed to start back to train properly.
That's excellent. Any one of you, what are your plans, or both of you actually, what are your plans for the next season?
My plan would be, because I was awarded my scholarship back for this year that I missed out. So I'm trying to go back to school and then get this base training in and then hit it again from January and just keep going until Olympic trials, and then hopefully I'll make the team and then just keep going from there.
Okay. I didn't hear you say anything about going pro.
I mean, when you go Olympics, I feel like that's the next stage. So,
all right.
It's definitely in the books for me.
For me, it's more, I would say, the goal obviously is always to be Olympics, but I'm not sure if I'm at that stage right now. So my goal is hopefully to get back to school if we are able to get flights, and do my off season, and really hope that next year I can really come out, maybe make some national teams, and just to see where I can progress.
Okay. What should Trinidad and Tobago citizens expect to see from your?
I mean, the goal has always been Olympics. I mean, that's the main goal. If anything, if not that, at least more national teams, maybe a few other medals, and just hopefully to just represent the country as best as I can.
Nice.
Well, me, I think it'll be a next glimmer of hope since like Lalong Gordon. We didn't really have no medalists like that, so I'm trying to be, other than Akeem, but Akeem not sprinting, so for sprinting I'm trying to be the next person to step up and bring medals for us.
Yeah, we're looking for that next person, so glad that you said that. In terms of the last question, in terms of facilities in the US, how has it helped you in terms of compared to what we have in Tobago? Because you already spoke about those stadium steps.
I would say like the stadiums, and not stadiums, the facilities in America was way better. As in, when I got hurt the first time, they had all the machines and all the equipment that I could have used. So say for like days in training, we'll have like say not even just blocks, but like blocks. We have like here we basically build our own blocks. So to go from building your own blocks to using professional blocks that they use in races, it's very helpful.
Okay, maybe you need to talk to some of your university to send some blocks for us here. That was Akani Hislop and Anya Keeley with their interview. We wish them all the best and hope that they could get back to the United States and stay safe. And we hope to see them again on set another time. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And we will go to a short break.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sports Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where hosts Kami and interview persons in the sporting arena right here in Tobago, bringing live updates to you on sporting events on the island and interacting with the public. Remember, this and every Friday, live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sport Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where your host Kame interview the persons in the sporting arena, bring live updates to your sport events on the island, and interact with the public. Remember this and every Friday live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
And we are back, and I'm in the driver's seat at the moment. Kern is going to be, I'm in the passenger seat. He is in the driver's seat. My apologies. So, just to recap our question, make sure and send your responses online because we will be discussing them later down in the show. And the question is, do you think sports could change the lives of prisoners and juveniles? Right, and that question was sent by Mr. Ayodele Kaju. Right, so Kern, what's an interview? I actually learned a lot sitting there and listening to you. And well done, by the way, first interview, well done.
I love track and field,
Yeah.
you know, along with football. So, you know, it's good that we have scholarship athletes coming on set for the younger ones to listen to and to look up to. And they also have been having such success so far. So, you know, we just hope for the best. We hope they continue. We hope they make us proud. And the coaches, the family, you know, to bring some sort of athletic glory to Tobago.
And I love the fact that they're not saying that it's so easy to be out there. They're letting you know that it's not easy when you get out there. You have to train. You have to be able to balance school life. I mean, because these guys are on scholarship. So they have to be able to balance school life as well as their athletic life. And it seems to me that they're doing good so far.
Yeah, excellent. And what Anya said about dedication, that's the main thing. You have
Definitely.
to be dedicated to whatever it is, whatever the schedule is, whatever the training is. So dedication is key.
I heard, what's his name?
Akani.
Akani. I heard him mention that he trains 6 times a week. I mean, we barely train 3 days here.
Yeah, that different things on different days.
Definitely.
A lot of gym, a lot of strength work. You know, sprinting isn't easy.
Definitely. And I hope our young ones looking on, I hope you know that in order to be or to get to that level, you have to be really dedicated, as Kern would have said and as Anya would have said. You really have to be dedicated and you have to love what you do. Definitely have to have a love for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So next up, I did not mention this before, but Kern is also a coach at RSS Phoenix. I mean, I am as well, but Kern is the one on show here tonight. But we coach at RSS Phoenix, and he has 2 of his athletes here tonight who he will be interviewing himself.
2 athletes are we gonna put on spot.
Definitely. I am excited to see this. Right, so just after this break, we will be right back. Kern is going to be in action again.
Welcome back to our viewers, and thanks for staying with us. Tonight we have 2 athletes from the RSS Phoenix Youth and Sports Club who are track and field athletes, Miss Shanika Sargent and Miss Shanicia Allen.
Hi, good night.
Shanika is a sprinter, 100, 200 and 400 meters, and Shanicia Allen does the javelin as well as other throws and anything that, you know, she loves to try everything. So a little bit of hurdling, long jump, you know, and we like that about her. So tell us, what do you enjoy the most about track and field? Shanika.
Well, I enjoy running against or competing with athletes from Trinidad and Tobago. Makes me feel free and comfortable.
Okay, and Shinicia.
Basically, I like competing against different athletes from various clubs throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Now, when I'm throwing, I feel like there is nothing can touch me. I feel like I'm free, I'm comfortable, and I just in a world by myself, basically.
Okay, that's nice to hear. And what has been your best memory in track and field thus far?
My best memory is making it to
Talk a little louder.
Carifta. It's my first time making it, so that would forever be my best memory.
Okay, and Shinicia?
Okay, my favorite memory was Nationals this year. Now, Nationals this year was a very emotional moment for me. This year I broke my PB, which was 27.14 meters, and I was in a spot where I was struggling, but God was there with me, basically.
Okay, and Shanika would have mentioned making the Carifta team this year in 2020, but unfortunately due to the pandemic which we are still in, there was no Carifta games this year. I know it would have been emotional and hard for her with all the training and finally being selected for your first national team, and then the event is cancelled. So, you know, we just hope that she continues and make another team whenever the pandemic is over. Tell us, just as I asked the guys on scholarship, Anya and Akani, what does your training look like in a typical week?
Well, my training look like Saturdays I have speed and endurance, which is in Shaw Park. Mondays, speed and endurance, which is in Plymouth. Mondays I have speed, endurance, and strength, same in Plymouth. And Wednesdays, speed, endurance, and
on the beach
in Grafton. And yeah, it's a bit hard sometimes, like Mondays and Saturdays. Like Wednesdays now will be fun because you're on the beach.
Okay. And Shinicia, how has the pandemic hampered your goals that you had set for 2020?
Basically, this pandemic basically shattered my goals for 2020. This year, I wanted to make it to Carifta, but unfortunately, I didn't make it to Carifta. But I also had different goals to meet at least 35 meters. But when I decided to shine, the pandemic came.
No competition. That's what happens sometimes. In terms of during the pandemic, how have you guys stayed in shape?
I stayed in shape by doing the workouts that my coach Sir Tom sent to me. I didn't do it alone. I had my cousin and I had my son was there helping. Yeah.
Okay, so your coach sent the workouts.
Yeah.
Me. Shinicia, what are your goals for next season?
Next season, hopefully, I'm planning to reach at least 40 meters and also make it to Carifta Games next year, which will be my last year.
Try to make a next team, which I didn't get to make this year because of the pandemic. So try to be out there again.
Okay, And last question, what are the 3 most important things you think you need to do to be successful in the future in track and field?
Train harder, study hard and focus on both.
Okay. And Shanicia, 3.
3 things that could help you to become a successful athlete in track and field. Well, it's my personal opinion. Determination, punctuality, and discipline.
Okay. There you have it. You just heard from Shanicia Allen and Shanika Sargent of the RSS Phoenix Club. And we have one more question. What advice would you give to any young persons listening to you who are involved in sports? Doesn't matter the sport. What advice would you give to them?
My advice would be, I'll tell you from my experience. I'm a young mother and I have a son, and I made him at a young age, just 15, and I didn't make him a problem. He is like my motivation, my strength. Whenever I feel like I'm down, look at him and up. So not because you have a child or you're making a child means that your world is ending or end.
And Shanicia?
My advice that I would give to young people who are currently in sports right now. I'm talking on my past experience, right? From my past experience, I had a lot of fight down during my time being an athlete. I had a lot of people trying to break me, trying to rip me down, but I didn't let none of that bother me. Basically, at the end of the day, it was me to help myself up. If I fall along, I had to pull myself up. If I can't pull myself up, I still have close people who help me to pull myself up. So it doesn't matter who tell you you can't do this or you can't do that. Show them that you could do that at the end of the day.
And that's the end of the interview. So you all are free to relax now. I know it was a lot of nerves. And we will take a break and be right back.
Join us this and every Friday on Tobago Sport Live Facebook page for the TSL Weekly Roundup, where your host Kame interview the persons in the sporting arena, bring live updates to your sport events on the island, and interact with the public. Remember this and every Friday live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Hosts Kami that interview persons in the sporting arena right here in Tobago, bringing live updates to you on sporting events on the island and interacting with the public. Remember, this on every Friday, live on Tobago Sports Live at 8 p.m. Tobago Sports Live, evolving sports in Tobago.
Alright guys, so that was Shanicia. Look, I know them as Chisel and Sergeant. Those are the names that I call them in training 3 times a week. So forgive me if I am not very familiar with the government names. Right? So our question once again, because we really want to hear what the people of Tobago, what you think. Do you think sports could change the lives of prisoners and juvenile delinquents? Whether it be here in Tobago or internationally, we want to know what your thoughts are. All right, so send us and we'll be definitely discussing that during the show, sometime during the show, after Kurt and I discuss that wonderful interview with his RSS athletes.
That was certainly a lot of fun having them on the spot.
Kurt enjoys torturing the children.
But I would like to focus on the last question that they would have answered
right,
in terms of, advice that they would give, because a lot of persons would look at Shanika and they don't know that, she's a young mother.
Yes.
Even though sometimes these things happen, it's unfortunate, but she didn't let it stop her from running or stop her from athletics. So, just that determination to come back after giving birth and to make the character team in less than 8 months. after giving birth. I think that is something that is excellent, and that's something that should be complimented.
Fantastic stuff by our athlete there. Fantastic stuff. I mean, when I started training with you guys, I did not know she had a son, and I would not guess that she had a son either. I thought the little child was a little brother or something like that. But
Yeah.
I like the fact that she says that she uses it as a way to push her more. I mean, she now has a son to set an example for. So I like the fact that she uses it to push her.
Exactly. So everybody, no matter what you're doing, you need to have some sort of motivation.
Definitely.
And whatever the motivation is, as long as you have motivation, it will drive you forward. Without motivation, you would feel stagnant.
Definitely. All right, guys. So now we have the TSL Play of the Week. This is definitely one. This was fantastic stuff coming out from young Jaden Kent over the Tobago T10 Blast. His team needed 1 run, 1 ball was left to be bowled, and I mean, young Jaden Kent, he's only 14 years old, and he was at the wicket facing one of Tobago's more experienced bowlers.
Wow, that is a David and Goliath you're looking at right there.
Definitely. And that guy just swung, and he won the game for his team, which to me that's a great stepping stone for him. It put him on the map. I mean, because to be in there at 14 years old, and you seeing this experienced player coming towards you, and he just swung, took it out of the park, win the game, right? So now we're gonna have the Tobago Sports Live Play of the Day, sponsored by Sports Fanatics.
Marshalling the troops here. So it's 1 delivery remaining. Is there going to be a super over? Is this going to be a winner? Freedom McKenna to Jaden Kent. Freedom McKenna to Kent. And Kent catches this one. And Jaden Kent has hit the winning run. Yes! The Red Forest Rangers.
Victory to the Red Forest Rangers.
And first ever T10 champions in Tobago. You could see that the Booker Reef Divers they are disappointed that they have lost in this final. But Jaden Kent, young national under 15 player, has done it for the Rainforest Rangers.
And that was young Jaden Kent. That was once again sponsored by Sports Fanatics, and you can add them on Instagram at Sports Fanatics Tobago, or check them out on Facebook, Sports Fanatics, and they'll pop up. And let me just add them. I was outfitted by Sports Fanatics tonight. Yes, so definitely call them up. You can get all your sporting gear. All right. So that young Jaden Kent, that was a fantastic shot.
That was a fantastic shot. He showed no nerves in the crease. But I think the bowler have some questions to answer there from his team, because that delivery was a bit too full in my opinion. So he have some questions to answer, but young man, his team will have no problem showing that confidence in him even at that age from now on.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So next on our list, we have, I'm now getting from my producers behind the cameras, we have one answer for the question. So they'll put that up shortly for me to see. All right, it's a bit long and some of it is blocked. Could you want to read that? My eyes aren't too good.
Go ahead.
So you could go ahead. All right. So he was the one that posed the question, and he answered it himself. Sports over the years has been known to instill values and different persons to make them better persons in societies. It makes you an improved person physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. Holistic being. It teaches discipline, teamwork, and a lot of other characteristics as human beings.
So using sports as a vehicle to change the lives of prisoners, not seeing the rest of it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's so sorry,
But
for,
it
it's
could
a
have
little bit
a
long.
could have a massive impact.
Definitely, it's a little bit long, so we can't see the rest of it, but it can have a massive impact. So, what are your thoughts on the question I was posed?
Juvenile delinquents. I don't like the label, but it is what it is. Juvenile delinquents and prisoners. I think sports one can prevent them from
getting
becoming
there.
juvenile delinquents
Definitely.
and becoming prisoners. But even after, if they get themselves into that kind of trouble, sports can, because a lot of times the talented athletes are the ones who find themselves in trouble.
Definitely.
So just as scholarships are given, they need help. They need help from society, help from maybe a sponsor. Maybe they don't have a tugs to play.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have a spikes to run in, so they never go to training. So the community need to come together and maybe help to sponsor a child with talent.
Definitely. As we said, we are coaches, and we have seen and we have been in the position where we have had athletes that, you know, they don't have shoes, or they may have come to training and they didn't eat, all this kind of stuff. And things like that, if you're not strong enough, it can bring you down. You can make, you want to stop go to training because you don't have the proper shoes to wear, or your shoes falling apart, you don't want to run bare feet. You can stop you from coming to training, and maybe you'll definitely find something else to do. And
Exactly.
as my grandparents used to say, the devil is fine work for idle hands.
Yeah. Or you hungry and you go to the shop in the neighborhood and you take up something because you're hungry.
Exactly.
And you know that land you in prison. But you know, we just need to, I think we need to identify talent in Tobago and come together as a community, as Tobagonians, and help move these athletes forward into scholarship winners and so forth.
Definitely. So thank you, Ayodele Kajo, for your input, and definitely look forward to more questions being posed as we go along. Every week we're going to have a question, so definitely you'll be able to interact with us. All right. So what we have next is what's up and coming. Tomorrow, we have the 3x3 basketball tournament at Shaw Park. Right, the ceremony is set to start at 4 p.m. and the game start promptly at 5. Good. Have you ever heard of the 3x3 basketball?
I heard of the 3x3 basketball tournament. That should be a lot of fun. Should be certainly fast paced, and you know, just looking forward to seeing some games.
Definitely. So that's what you have to look forward to. Tomorrow is happening at the Shaw Park. It's brought to you by the Friends of Shaw Park. You would know some of the persons that would be involved. We have Ashel Legal, right? Definitely something to look forward to. Right, the teams are set if you go on our Facebook page, so you can go on our Facebook page and check out the teams. We have the team names with the persons who, because it's only 4 members per team.
Yeah.
Right, it's only 4 members per team. It's only 3 persons
on the
from
court.
the team at that time, and it's only playing on half the court.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's first to 21, or who has the most at the end of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, so fantastic stuff there to come tomorrow. Next, we have the Great Race, which is set to be the 22nd of August. We don't know how it will go. We don't know how it will go yet because of the restrictions
In terms
that we
of
have.
participation and
Yeah.
crowding,
And
you know, so we just have to wait and see. But definitely, everyone looks forward to the Great Race every year.
okay, and as long as it's on, as long as we get permission, we will be streaming it live. Right? I just got that from my managers at the back. We will be streaming it live, guys. All right?
And the
Cricket.
yeah, on to cricket.
Yeah. We have the Paco Cricket, which is happening up at... Lord, I lost my papers. Right, it's happening up at Roxborough. we had last weekend, we had 5 games. We had Mason Hall versus OPM Castball Strikers. That's a long name. Mason Hall Challengers versus OPM Castball Strikers. We had Mason Hall Challengers winning that one. Then we had East West Outlaws versus All Rounders. East West won that one. We have IA Blasters versus Bloody Bay Raiders. Bloody Bay Raiders took that one. Roxborough Gunners versus BG Superstars. The Roxborough Gunners were the champions for that one. And Scrape Up versus Set It Off. And Scrape Up won that one. And let me mention our very own, he is a very big part of Tobago Sports Live. He actually got 50 runs in the second game, which was East West Outlaws versus All Rounders. Jason Passad is the name I'm looking for. I was searching for that name in my mind. So we have a question for Kern online from one of our viewers. Let's see.
Wow. This question comes from Harris Isla, who is Isla Stanislaus. She was one of our athletes at the RSS Phoenix Youth and Sports Club. She recently got a scholarship. She runs the 100 and 200 meters, and she is now at the New Mexico Junior College in the United States. So she's viewing tonight and have a question for me. In the eyes of the coaches, what is known to be the hardest task for a coach to overcome? That's a difficult question. Also, what type of athletes is most difficult to deal with, given overall attitude, mindset, etc.? Coming from Isla Stanislaus, she know exactly why she asked that question. Because, you know, Isla has been a challenge to coach. She came into the club in 2018 February, and she was struggling at that time. She had some issues. She did not make the Carifta team in 2018. She was coming off some injuries as well. Right. And you know, it was a bit difficult. Sometimes she get frustrated in training. So I would say the hardest task for a coach is to first, you need to identify the athlete's strengths, weaknesses. You also need to know that every athlete is different. So you cannot coach every athlete the same way. You cannot talk to every athlete the same way. You might be able to rough up some athletes or talk to them a little bit harder. And some athletes, if you talk to them hard, you might not see them for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
So the hardest task for a coach is to identify your athletes' strengths, weaknesses, and how to build on their strengths and how to overcome their weakness, or how to strengthen their weakness. And also the second question in the line, what type of athlete is the most difficult to deal with? You know, personally, if you're not dedicated, for me, that is the most difficult thing to deal with. Because if you come to training on Monday and I don't see you for the rest of the week, it means that the stuff that I was supposed to do on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Saturday, you're basically giving the coach a harder work to do, because then when you come next Monday, we have to start all over again. Because track and field is about billing, constant billing to this one meet, or to this Carifta game race, or to this Olympic event. So Usain Bolt, he would train for 4 years, for 2 years, for a year, building up to the finals in the Olympics.
Definitely. So, guys, training is very important. Training is very, very important. I mean, I know as a coach sometimes you might hear you get a little rough up, but it's not that we want to rough you up, but we're trying to push you because we know that we are there and we are seeing you, we are seeing your talent, we are evaluating you. We know that you can do better. We know when you could do better. We know when you're being laid back. So we just try to push you so that you can get to your best. So sometimes it's not because we feel to buff you up, it's because we want to push you to your best, right? So we have another question by Richard Goddard.
We have an answer. Yeah, an answer. An answer to which question? Is it the question from Isla?
Or is it
it looks
the juvenile delinquents?
It looks like his answer could actually tie into both questions. So Richard Goddard, a colleague of mine, coach of Bishop's High School, his answer, too many things to list, so I'll give one answer. Changing the mentalities of parents, players and supporters. That is important in terms of the mentality, mindset. So they need to have the right mindset to training. And if the question is related to juvenile delinquent, first they need to change their mindset, because you cannot change somebody who is on the wrong path. You cannot personally change them unless they change their mindset.
Yeah, they will have to.
You know, and type of athlete most difficult to deal with, one who refuses to allow a positive change to happen for themselves. So if you're refusing advice, you're not listening to people who have been there before, who have done it, who have passed through, then you're just making it harder for yourself.
Definitely. All right, so thank you guys for your answers and your questions all alike. Thank you so much. Thank you for your continuous support. I always like to thank our supporters. We wouldn't be Tobago Sports Live without you. Thank you for using our platform. We thank you so much. All right, so we're heading over. One more announcement about the Paco Cricket up at Roxborough. This week there were scheduled games, but unfortunately the games were cancelled until, well, not cancelled, but postponed until further notice. So I'm guessing that they're going to get in contact with us, so we'll definitely let you know when the games will be back on.
And we have one more announcement. This is from the Tobago Referee Committee, and they are preparing to have an online recruitment course for young referees from September the 7th to November the 25th. These sessions are going to be run on a Monday and Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. For more information, contact Mr. Mentor Batiste at 391-8046. That number again, 391-8046.
All right, so that as referees, we are definitely looking for more referees. Kern and I are both referees, and we're definitely looking for younger ones to come on. I mean, you all see how hard it is out there for us, right? And we need a lot more, because
a lot of games and few manpower. Camps here was the female or the referee, the assistant referee of the year 2019,
and Kern was the referee of the year 2019.
So you young ones who are looking to come on board, you're definitely gonna be in good hands. Refereeing is something that could carry you far as long as you start at a young age. So don't be afraid. Do the course, and you never know where it could take you from there.
Definitely. All right, so the last event that we have coming up is the Cuddler Hall League. I am not going to give you a date for the Cuddler Hall League, because it all depends on what is going on in the country, right? It was supposed to start on the 12th, but unfortunately it was actually pushed to Sunday. Now I'm hearing that there might be some delays. So we're not going to give you a date, but the Cuddler Hall League is to come. You can keep checking online, and we'll definitely update when they will start, right? So you can keep checking on our Facebook page as well as our Instagram page at Tobago Sports Live to get that information. Right, so as we are pulling to, and first of all, I want to thank my co-host. I want to thank you so much, Kern, for being here with me tonight. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being here tonight.
Definitely, and we heard, I mean, for a second, I was sitting out there and I was thinking, I'd just get a job in the driver's seat, but like couldn't come to take it from me. And it's not because you did so well. I mean, he mentioned that it was his first time, but it definitely didn't look like his first time. I mean, he was just out here spitting facts about these people and, you know, the questioning and all that.
Well, you have to live by example, and the same thing I tell my athletes.
Yes.
If you show nervousness or if you show fear, your competition is going to use that against you and destroy you. So I couldn't afford to be destroyed tonight.
Definitely, but you definitely conquered tonight. So some of our sponsors that we want to thank you. We couldn't do this without you guys, and thank you so much for your continuous support. We at Tobago Sports Live, we really thank you and appreciate your support. So we want to thank Double B Supermarket, that's up at Government House Road, Sports Fanatics, my outfit tonight, Mustafa's Motor Spares, right? Mustafa's Motor Spares, you can get all your spare parts for your cars. When your car's falling apart, check him, he'll organize you. Tammy's Touch, my makeup was done by Tammy's Touch, and of course the Tobago Sports Live technical team, young Khaled Porter behind the scenes. Definitely want to look forward to where technology is concerned coming up. He's the one that does all that technical stuff you see coming up on the screen. That's the guy behind the computers, right?
I'm hoping to get a bit of the Tammy's Touch next time.
Next time.
And definitely some Sports Fanatic gears. So, Julie,
Sports Fanatics, you heard that?
you will definitely have to link me up next session.
Definitely. So thank you guys once again. Thank you, Kern, for being here. And we look forward to being with you again. Remember, you need to, this pandemic is really plaguing our beautiful island, so you need to remember to wash your hands, sanitize, wear your mask, remember that social distancing. I mean, right now it is what it is. It's here and we can't do anything about it. The most we can do is take these precautions to help yourself. It's for you and for your family.
To prevent the spread for the sake of your island.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
if you don't need to be out there liming or drinking, you know, try to avoid it as much as possible, and let's just wait until the pandemic is over to have all the fun that we need to have, you know. So, you know, you could have your drinks at home. I mean, I know the bars have to make their profit too, but let's be safe.
Definitely. So thank you guys once again. Thank you to our constant supporters. Thank you once again, and we will see you next week. That's it for tonight from me, Camicia Lincoln, and next to me I have Mr. Kernthum. And a pleasant good night to you guys.
Bye bye. See you next time.